Hello there everyone, this is Mark 3 and welcome to a little bit of Stationeers. Think stylized space survival game, and you're probably along the right tracks. But yeah, this is a game where you are recruited by whoever our overlords are. I don't think they actually specify. And we go out to colonize, well, not colonize, with a prep mission, with a terraforming mission that goes ahead of anyone actually doing anything like building civilizations on another world. So yeah, we go in, do the initial survival, and we make it so that the other guys can actually breathe properly. I think is the end goal, as far as I understand. This game is in early access, has been for a while. It's a small community, but it's in active development. And I've been poking at it a fair bit in this last week, so it's like, you know what, if I'm going to keep poking at it, I might as well make some content on it. So, well, you know me, I like space, so space style game. We don't actually go into space in this. As far as I know, my knowledge is limited somewhat, but it is suitably spacey, I think. Including the fact that it's got model atmospherics, model temperature system, and if you open your helmet, odds are you're going to die if you haven't actually got a safe place to open your helmet in, which the game doesn't usually provide you with either, as I understand it. So, let's get started, shall we? Fair warning, I've briefly looked into some of the tutorials as we've gone in, so I've refreshed some of my knowledge to avoid dying straight off the word go. So yeah, but I've not rechecked most of them, and the last of the tutorials like ages and ages ago, so my knowledge is incomplete and or rusty and or missing and or insert data disk here. I know enough to live briefly, and that's about it. So we'll find what we'll find. I'll either get help or I won't. Odds are I'm going to be doing this alone though, because, well, barely anyone on my friends list even has this game, so none of my immediate circle of friends are able to do it. It's times like this when I feel kind of alone, I think. Okay, right. So we can go from Mars. That's the first one, the easy one. No pressure, plentiful solar energy, no temperature to really look at. But I'm going to go for Mars, which has a slight angle of solar, which is not too bad. It's got some atmospheric pressure, and it's got a temperature range going on as well, so temperature levels are a worry. So the moon is like an incomplete start kind of thing. Mars is more of a you've got to deal with what's there and change it. So, a desolate, dusty red ball. Mars features more varied terrain that can reach into the sky, and a chilly atmosphere that's no good for breathing, but maybe it can use for something. And I did try Stationeer briefly. I don't trust myself on that difficulty level yet, so normal is fine. I've never poked it easy because I try to avoid easy in games. It's just, I feel like if you go too easy, it's too easy. Then you get used to easy, and then you're surprised when you hit normal and a whole bunch of other stuff comes into play. So normal is like my minimum standard when I go into a game. In fact, normally I try to play on hard, but I tried that and I died pretty quick. I poisoned myself, my lungs stopped working, I couldn't breathe, and so my character flopped over dead, and then was respawning in open air without a suit. Yeah. As I said, I don't trust myself on Stationeer. Not yet. But yeah, let's see what I can make of this. I guess we can call it the pilot episode. Yeah, pilot episode. Yeah. I'll probably be just like talking about the basic initial steps and all that jazz. Alright, here we are. Mars, we've landed. There's all sorts of minerals and things around. There is a day-night cycle, which is actually fairly quick, but that's where solar power comes in. And we have things to do. So let's go ahead. These are all my slots. Helmet controls. Important to note, by the way, it's locked closed at the moment. Quite handy, that. My general suit, air tank, waste tank, suit battery level, and suit air filters. So yeah, all the stuff that keeps me alive. Also important to note is that this off, that means the button turns it off if you click it. If it stays on, that means it's currently off. So slightly odd thing there that does catch people unawares. I know that from YouTube videos I've been watching, so yeah. Backpack, uniform, and tool belt. All these little tools, they have specific uses for building and unbuilding stuff. Yeah, I know, deconstruction is probably the better word, but it's like unbuilding, sure, throw it in there. I'm carrying a can of tomato soup and some water bottle in my pants, along with a credit card, but don't need those, so I'll close that. And we've got our initial stuff. So let's get started. I mean, notice that I've spent like a quarter of the day just saying that much. That's how fast the day-night cycle goes. I need to get started. So, first things first, open my tablet up. There's a cartridge slot. These are my cartridges. Tracker mode, network analyzer mode, atmospheric analyzer mode. I normally drop the Atmo sensor in there, so it frees up a slot. Put that away. That's my mining belt. It holds ore and tools. Touch on that in a bit. Portable solar, which I'll drop there. It's just a little mini solar panel. Doesn't do much, but it does its own thing. And I need to get materials. This is my lander. There are many like it. This one's mine. But it's also got all my vital initial supplies. It's also on any world with atmospheric effects a temporary affair because it can get damaged and or destroyed, in which case any materials left in it go walkabout. So, need to get started here. Hang on. Yeah, that is my emergency duct tape. I want my frames immediately and my walls. I'll take my iron sheets, my glass. Don't need those flares. That's solar panel kits, sure. Solid gen, sure. Actually, no, let's leave the solid gen. Let's grab the auto lathe kit and the furnace kit. So these are basic essentials for putting together machinery and stuff to start doing things. Other note, by the way, just putting down the kit doesn't mean it's complete construction. You have to build up first from that. Is that my frame set? That is my frame set. Okay, right. Wow, it's midday already. Talking is slowing me down. Me am best multitasker. 2 + 2 = 5. Yes. Right. Same deal with these things, by the way. Putting down basic structure. Yes, there is a snap grid you have to deal with, but that's okay. Though I'm also being careful to walk on the beam, as you can probably see, seeing as I am trying not to fall into it. Yes, that is actually a valid concern. I can fall in, oh, as you see, just there, and then getting out is a bit of an issue, so I'll leave that be. That should be good for now. Right. Let's get the wall kit out. I can scroll, just do different things. And it puts down the thing. I can also rotate in place, though I do like to do this with a bit of care. What am I on about? Ugh, actually, let's be sensible about this, quote unquote. I've only got 2 more frames to put down. That's the way it goes. Let's put the frames here for later. Don't worry, there is a reason for this. And I'm going to have to go around and fix up these things so I don't fall into it. turn on my torch, which pollutes the atmosphere, by the way. Weld it with iron sheet in my hand, and that's a grid, and I can now at least walk on it. And now I've got to do that for the rest of these. So, here we go. Okay, that is good. I am just going to go ahead and do the next step, because these are open frames right now. We can walk on them, we can put equipment on them, but if I apply another iron sheet to them with the torch, they are filled in and actually become airtight. So that is my plan. I'm just going to sort out the area for my planned breathable room slash temporary greenhouse. I guess I should probably explain this. This is called the temporary base when you first out, because you don't have the materials, you don't have most of the equipment for it, stuff like that. So the first base is definitely on the temporary side of things. What am I doing? So that is what we can do. Another reason I'm on a Stationeer, though, how much mileage this gets actually does depend on which planet you're on too. Got to say that. Seeing as different planets actually have different requirements, there's different surface temperatures, so your suit has to work more or less hard to do it. Also, the difficulty is a thing as well, which affects how quickly batteries drain and how quickly you get hungry or thirsty. So speed is also changing depending on that as well. I'll just pop you right there. There we go. That's my solid generator. I feed some coal into it, and it does wonderful, wonderful air breathy things. Okay, right. Next step. Getting down some walls. It's meant to be a greenhouse, so I'm going to pop down windows. And this is, again, basic structure. We need to build these up. So, let us continue from here. I guess one thing I should probably touch on as we go is my initial building is for a 3x3, so kind of on the bigger side. It's usually either like 2x3 or 3x3 as I understand it, but my understanding is incomplete. And then 2 spaces here for what will be my airlock. True, I could do a 1x1, and that would be absolutely fine. But these things, sometimes you want to move stuff through the airlock, and a 1x1 is just flat out small and awkward. So I figured out in my poking around test game kind of stuff, I'd rather avoid that. And as a result, here we are with me building a 2x1 by default, which is actually not too bad. Don't need any of this so far. Nope. That's all okay. Do I need anything from here? I'll take the advanced airlock piece, actually. Me to reconsider. Yeah, put that away. Right. Let's keep on going. As I wander off in the wrong direction. That's something you can do in this game. You get lost very easily. Let's go ahead and pop that. That's a complete solar panel now. Useless because it's nighttime. Let me turn the light off a sec. This is how dark it gets in this game. It is super easy to get lost at night. Also bear in mind, if your suit light fails, it's because your suit batteries run out and you are going to be trying to walk home in the dark. So, yeah, that's fun. Doesn't sort the iron sheets I need for this particular bit, because this is the part I need to complete first. I probably won't have enough to put together the 3x3 section, at least to start out, but at least I can go ahead and get the airlock open, which will be enough for me to survive, because it'll let me actually open my suit and stuff my face with water and... What's that can? water and cold soup. There is a microwave included, but yeah, I won't be able to put that down in time. Not with this setup. But that's okay. I'm going to survive, that's the main thing. There we go. Right. Also need to open these up because they start closed. Come on. There we go, that's open. They have a master switch inside. These are power controls. Basically, they act as a one-way filter for your power grid, as well as a local backup. So, your power comes in on one side and then comes out on the other. There is a network control on this stuff as well. And you also have a slot in there you can put a battery in, which is what I'm going to go and grab next. Sort of find it. There's one. There's another one. Oh, that's water. Is it in this one? No, that's my food. Spare... Am I missing a battery? For some reason I keep looking around thinking I've got 3 batteries, but I've not. Oh. I already had it. Welcome to Mars, everyone. You're in safe hands here, I swear. That's one in there. That was in there. Leave this one off because this is going to be independent power backup for the airlock. This one, though, is going to be going straight in the power grid, so I'll turn it on. There's a mouse over the switch. There it is. Right. But it's not hooked up yet, so we just need to do that. Which is cable time. Each piece must be laid. And something to keep in mind is it is entirely possible to burn out the cables by feeding too much power into them. There we go. That's fine. Okay, let's get down some more kits. Right, our next little bit, as I guess I'm glad this game doesn't actually model sleep. That would kind of get in the way a little bit. So, anyway. Command console. I like to pop that just up here. I've done that in my last airlock I was figuring, and I was like, you know, a good place, so I do that. Closed up with the sheets. And that is now my control console, which will be responsible for the airlock. And you just need to continue now with the sensor. It needs to know what's inside the airlock when it's doing stuff. So pop that there, dead center, so it's got accurate read on these 2 cells. There's good reason to pay attention to where the grid snaps to, because that is officially 1 cell of atmosphere. So pumps, sensors, all that stuff, good to pay attention to. Air vent, I need another one of these, but I've only got the one. And this will be the external vent. Don't the external, the internal first. I'll take the internal vent first. A couple of doors. Which, by the way, again, variants. There's a glass door, there's a composite door, which they do change slightly the materials requirements for them. There's a rolling cover, which I don't know about. I've never placed one. And there is an actual manual hatch, if you're feeling old school, but I'll just put down the glass doors because this is my living/greenhouse area. I'm going to work with glass for the time being. Okay, that's Mitchell stuff in here. More stuff I can do to prepare this area is just glass, because these are windows, so they just need a glass popped in after the iron frame for the edges. Nice and easy. And while I'm at it, I might as well glass up most of this place as well. Oh, wait, no, I can't. I didn't actually fit the iron sheets to it. Never mind. Mind you, I've only got 4 iron sheets left, and I'm going to need those for something else, I think. So, I am very organised when I'm trying to speak my mind, as you can see. I'll pull the date disk out for now. Bat charger? Sure. I'll take that too. Right. wasn't quite happy with where these things were, so I'm just nudging them around a little bit. That's a good lesson to keep in mind, actually. Power low. Thank you, Suit Voice. If something's in place, you can always tear it back down again. All it will cost is the power in your tools and a little bit of time. You don't lose any actual resources for tearing stuff down. Unless there's something in it, I think. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. All the electric tools actually have batteries in them, so that does use a little bit of power. Except for the welding torch, which actually is fuel-fed. So that's why I said it's like something to be aware of with that. This panel doesn't work until it's 45 degrees on the sun because it's a vertical facing one. I do need to get more materials and actually produce some stuff though. So I need to get this stuff hooked up. Well, wrong ones. I knew I needed iron sheets somewhere. I'm still learning this stuff. Right. Okay, next step is... Oops, cable. That one. Then now I think it's the plastic. Yep. And then it's the screwdriver. There we go, my first machine. But this is the start of great things because all the basic stuff can be produced from here. I also need the plastic for the doors, I think, as well. Actually, let's put those together as well while I'm at it. Needs a... No. Handy thing, by the way. It says O to toggle, but you can also just right-click to toggle the tool in your hand on or off. Crowbar and two glass sheets. Oh, wait. Oops. Just doing things here, there, and everywhere. I guess you don't need that. Though another fun little tip is, these doors, if they're not actually powered, you can force them open with a crowbar. Just like that. When they're powered, though, you can use the button. Though that said, if they have a cable connected but the power's run out, then you can force it with a crowbar once again. So just worth noting. Right, might as well turn my light off for a second. The day is marching real quick, so let's do something else I need to do, which I can't do as well at night, which is actually find some resources. Yes, find some resources. There's plenty of resources about the place, just need to be a bit careful. I want my tool, there's my tool. Right, so, if you have a mining belt or backpack equipped, ore gets deposited from your digger straight into that, so ore slots. Again, turn it on and have fun. That's nickel, not iron, that's not what I wanted. I do want that coal, but yeah, this is the part that gets much harder at night, finding your stuff. Because I need copper as well, but main thing, yeah, iron. Though another thing I like about this game, it's actual voxel terrain. You can just dig around and see what happens. I'll take the coal as well while I'm here, actually, if I'm going to be digging that up. I do need it. But yeah, these guys form stacks of 50. Also worth noting, if you pick up chunks of ice, they are actually affected by local conditions. That means temperature, atmospheric pressure. Everything has temperatures where it can boil at or flash at, stuff like that. Temperatures where it starts to melt and break. So you do have to pay attention. Of a particular note though, ice is protected if it's in a dedicated mining slot, like a belt or backpack, so it isn't actually affected by external temperature. But if it's left exposed, like it's in your hand or something like that, just left on the ground, then it can conceivably start evaporating. Oh, plenty of iron down here. Yes. Well, I need it, so I digs it. Because I need to turn it into more of my base. I also need some other things as well before I dehydrate or starve to death, which is becoming an increasing risk. My stats are going down quite quickly now. Part of the initial shopping list for stuff is a little bit of gold, so grab a little bit while I've still got the chance. I know that's one of the things this game is less realistic about, like veins of stuff being very small and scattered around like this. But yeah, the game is relatively hard sci-fi and soft where it needs to be for gameplay. I think it's probably the best way to assess it. It does its own thing and it's not too bad. Of course, it's not purely realistic per se, but yeah, it does its own thing. The world is fine.
Hydration critical.
And there's the warning, so I'm going to go back. Okay, so here I am in my box of isolation and reflection, or whatever. I need to access my tool belt, I need the crowbar. I need to do this while the sun is still up. So I'm going to do something which is a little bit risky, depending on your planet, but I can do okay here. And that is I'm actually going to drop some oxite, and I'm watching the external pressure. So the oxite is pure oxygen. I'm going to let it get up to like 50. You have to do this during the day on Mars because during the night it's too cold. So it doesn't actually work. But if I right click now, because of that, there is still some pollutant in the atmosphere here, which is the stuff that's super harmful to you. Some planets have different amounts of that. But in this case, Mars is low density and there's only a low amount. So I pressurized with the oxide in here, so that's not too bad. Don't know why I tried to put that back in my mining belts. Actually, I want to swap belts back. There we go. So, because of that, I have brute force created a safe space where I can go ahead and open my helmet while there's still some pollutant, but there's just not enough of a concentration to cause me trouble. At least on normal. I've not tried this on stationary difficulty. I suspect it'd be more of a problem there, but yeah, okay. Turn off my filters, turn off my air supply, unlock and open my helmet. Jolly good. And now we start to eat cold soup and drink pure water. There we go, my vitals are back up to full, so I can go ahead and close and lock my helmet. Be careful not to lock your helmet open, by the way, so get those buttons in the right order. Quite important. Put this stuff away, and we are sorted for food and hydration. We will live to see another
Oxygen
day.
low.
Now,
Oxygen critical.
oh, I forgot to turn my air supply back on. We are safe. Almost dies. Right. Yeah, that's par for the course. But yeah, if I'd left that, my hydration would have hit 0 partway through the night, and I couldn't have brute forced that because of it being too cold, as I mentioned. I have to open that so it lets the air flow out, as you can see. All the pressure I just built up has gone out to help terraforming Mars. But yeah, for now that is all fine. The other last thing I need to do to make sure my suit is all happy and healthy is large batteries. You can put a small battery in here, but because small batteries are much smaller than large batteries, it's not recommended. It doesn't give you that much time. So I'll just swap that for now. Yes, that's not plugged in. I'll be fixing that in a second. Right. Yeah. Take a moment and breathe. Okay, right. So we've got a small battery in here. As just said, small battery, little power. Ideally, I'd like to have a large battery in there, and I might swap that in a moment. But for now, we do have the solid fuel generator able to provide us with some help. I'll just throw that coal straight in there. And then we need to get all this fine equipment wired up and ready for use. So let's go ahead and do that. And there we go. Right. Basic solar panel is hooked up to the generator and to the power control. Power control is currently discharging because it's connected to this. Let me just put my tools away. So this is building up charge on that large battery right now. I could turn it off if I wanted to. I could put it somewhere else. I probably will move that later. But I will engage that for now. There we go. More carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, among other things. So, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Okay. I've only gone and wired this up completely wrong. Give me a moment. Okay. Fast little hint, I guess. If you're sure about your cable placement, you can put cable down with just cable in your hands. To modify by putting a cable onto an existing piece like this, you need the wire cutters in your other hand, or you can use the wire cutters to remove things straight out, but I find it's easier to actually just have the wire cutters in one hand and then just cable around where you want in the other. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. Right. So, what I did wrong there is quite easy to do. I plugged a cable into the port, but the thing it's got that's the network port on it. The power port is actually on the back here, denoted by that red symbol. Same on the PCU, like the management and stuff on this side, and then the output is on this side. So I just need to put that back together. And now when I turn the generator on, it'll actually work. Don't get me wrong, it was burning coal. It just wasn't giving me any power for it, so, you know, not a very good trade. But now with that going, I can actually start doing basic stuff, which is mining welts. First thing I want is actually to get some iron ore smelted. Turn it on. There's always an off-on switch. If they're on, they still use a little bit of power, so turn them off when not needed. And then there's the start button over here, which is... Have I done the same thing again? No, I don't think I have. Why are you not working? It says it's not powered. I would beg to differ on that one. Unless I've done something really stupid again. Sometimes this game is like that. Oh. I think I've found the problem. There we go. It lives. Yay. Okay, that's basic materials. Auto lathe. And what I want is actually iron sheets. So, mousing over this bit gives you contents of the machine. There's nothing in it right now, but if it's turned on, you can pull this lever and it forcibly ejects any materials in it. This is the search button. That's the main on-off switch. And these allow you to check and find everything. You know what, since you're being so good, here, have some more food. You give me a nice little iron bar. Right, yeah, sorry, it's default set something. I actually want something, which is, this is all the stuff you can make. It's a bit daunting if you don't know what you're looking for. I want to make some iron sheets as my first port of call. 1 gram out of the 27 grams in the machine. Click, and it starts going. Something noting, if the machine is turned off or loses power partway through a process, and if it's making things like a big kit, it is a process. It cancels any progress and you have to restart. So if it's going to be a long project, try and make sure that everything is actually working properly. Yep, okay, that's fine. Stop. And I might as well merge it with this stuff as well. Turn you off. I heard a metal clink. That was, yep, more iron. I did not find copper worth noting. Also, gold takes a while to smelt too. You know, I'll do what I was talking about earlier. I'll take my large battery. I'll put the high capacity battery in there. And then there. I just have to be a bit more careful because this is also the battery running the rest of my base as well. Okay. Jolly good. And with that, I actually have the iron, I think, to sort out the main growing area. Though that said, though, it's also time to end this episode, this pilot, because I did say, well, I didn't know what I'm going to be trying to do with it, what the editing is going to be like, so I'm aiming for my traditional half-hour slot. I ran out. Luckily, it remembers the last thing you made from it, so just do that. I ran out of stuff. So, yeah. Feel free to let me know in the comments if you like the game, if you want me to see more, what you think, all that jazz. I'm really not sure what I'm going to ask. It's just like, I'm doing a thing. Let's see if someone likes to see what I'm doing. So that's about as much of a series plan as I've got. But anyway, yeah. End of episode. Stop faffing around. Time to call it. So, this has been IMark3. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Again, comments are welcome and all that jazz because I'm trying to feel my way through this. So feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Helps out me, helps out the channel, and gives me those virtual headbutts I also crave. 10 kilograms each. I need 6 to secure that lot. Yeah, give me the virtual headbutts I also crave, and lets me know if you want to see more of this half-assed, unplanned attempt to quote-unquote survive on Mars. I will terraform this place at some point, you'll see. But yeah, generally going to call it there because time is something that has an effect in this game. So yeah, I'll see you all later. If that's a part 2, I'll get the airlock working and the livable room. That's the next step. Nope, nope, your fault. Turn off. Save call. Oh, I burned most of that. Whoops. Ah well.